Okay, guys, so good morning. This is biology. It's 11:30, Wednesday, May 6th. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give some people a little stage to talk about their project. But first, like I said on Monday, we had watched the video on evolution, and I wanted everyone to get a chance to talk about it. And then I had given you guys the option of watching the Humanzy thing I talked about. And let me get into the right module. Okay, here we go. Evolution notes. So we were talking about evolution. This is the new module for people who haven't joined me since Monday. So this is the new module we're starting. And I uploaded for you guys the learning objective for evolution and the entire notes for chapter 10. So I just uploaded this yesterday. I just finished it. So as always, you can find your notes here. Obviously, there's no more notebook checks, so you don't have to copy any of this. It's right on your iPad. It's on your computer, your phone. So just use the notes, okay? And as always, I highlighted all the words in red that are really important. So that's the evolution note stuff. And then on Monday, guys, what we did our first introduction to evolution with a video on hold on, the page is kind of slow. There it is. We did this video on brain pop where we talked about natural selection. And then I had wanted us to get into groups and talk about it, but we ran out of time. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and put you into groups. It'll be real quick, like 10 minutes tops. And I want you guys to discuss these questions. And then we'll come back together and then we'll have some people present their projects. Sound like a plan? Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, guys. So let me stop sharing and I'll make groups. If people join us late, they can always be added into the groups. So we will do, let's do 3 groups. We'll keep it small. So again, you're going into your groups. You're going to go to Schoology. You're going to open up the assignment that says Brain Pop Natural Selection Zoom group. I have the video there. And then I have the discussion questions at the bottom, okay? So let me, oh, you know what? Let me first show you what the discussion questions are. I should have done that first, sorry. So in the discussion questions, if you click on this, these are the questions we're gonna talk about today, okay? So can you read us this, please? How about Mia? Can you read us what you're gonna do in your Zoom groups today?
The screen's frozen. I can't really see.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can only see the video, so.
Okay, hold on, what did I do? Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, can you read it?
Okay, brain pop evolution. In Zoom breakout groups, watch the evolution video and discuss environmental pressures of a giraffe, a rabbit, a cactus, and a shark. Then describe some of the variations it has evolved in response to those pressures. Be prepared to share out your answers to the class.
Okay, so again, I attached it to the brain pop. Okay, so in your groups, you can rewatch the video if you need to, but you're going to discuss these 4 things: a giraffe, a rabbit, a cactus, and a shark. And I want you to talk about what environmental pressures are that shaped them. Okay, so here we go, guys. You're going into your groups. You're going to get an invite from me. We'll do 3 groups, and I'll see you in your groups.
3 groups.
You have to accept my invite, Thanos. All right, guys. So how are we going to do this? Is someone going to share the question with us, or do you guys remember what I asked you to talk about?
I find that it usually works best when we like read question by question.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let's go with you.
Okay, so who'd like to start?
I'm still looking for the questions. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. So let's start maybe with a little bit of review, because I think, yeah, all of you were here on Monday. What was an environmental pressure as discussed in the video?
I think it was like something like in the environment that had to force them to either like to find a way to survive.
Exactly, Vanessa. So now that you know what environmental pressures are, I gave you 4 things. It was a cactus, a shark, a giraffe, and I forgot the 4th one. That's why you should pull up the questions. And so now that you know what environmental pressures are, it'd be good, I think, if one of you were to share your screen so you can reread the question. Now that Vanessa has covered with you what environmental pressures are, the next part is to talk about how they shaped, or like you said, pressured or forced that thing to adapt. So now that you know what those are, I'm going to go ahead and walk around per group, and I'll be back.
Go back, Melissa.
All right, hey guys. Okay, Melissa's sharing the screen. Okay, so go to, it's the first one, Melissa. Uh-oh, you stopped sharing. What happened? Why did you stop sharing the screen?
I'm not home right now, so like my internet's like pretty slow.
Oh, okay. Is there someone else? Is there someone else that can share it, guys? Oscar, Jaime, Vivian.
I'll try.
Okay.
Wait, how do I do it though?
At the bottom, are you on a phone?
Yeah.
Okay, on the bottom, Oscar, you should have a little button that says share content.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, click on it.
Yeah.
And what options?
And then it says screen photos, iCloud Drive, website URL.
Oh, you want to share screen.
It's the very first one.
Yeah. Do you see it, Oscar? There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So now go into Schoology and go to my class. Third one, assignments. No, assignments. And then scroll to the bottom where it says evolution. And then click on assignments, the orange folder, evolution assignments. And then click on the very first one that says natural selection and evolution. Okay, and then click view attachment. And there it is. Okay, so is there any way you can enlarge that a little bit, Oscar? Can you zoom in or maybe tilt your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't tilt, huh? It's okay. It's okay.
No.
It's okay. You want to reread it for us, Oscar?
All right. In Zoom breakout groups, watch the evolution video and discuss environmental pressures of a giraffe, a rabbit, a cactus, and the shark.
Okay, let's pause
Then
right
describe
there.
some of the.
Oscar, let me pause you there. Thank you. Sorry about that. So what is an environmental pressure? Because I don't think you were here on Monday, Oscar, but everyone else was. So who can tell us first? Melissa, Jaime, or Vivian, what is an environmental pressure?
I wasn't here on Monday either.
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Okay.
I
Melissa, Jaime, do you remember what an environmental pressure is?
didn't call on Monday. Is it like
Is it like a what?
a natural disaster? Or like
Not really. I mean, it could be, but not really. Jaime, do you remember?
I feel like you mean like environmental pressures, like like requirements in order to survive?
Sort of,
Uh,
sort of.
is environmental pressure. It's the factors that change the environment.
Yeah, kind of.
Like
Yeah, keep going.
Is it human activities?
It could be. It could be. So you're all kind of right. So environmental pressures. I'll just kind of summarize what all three of you said. It's features of the environment that kind of force something to change. Okay. So if you didn't get a chance to see the video, Oscar and Vivian, you can. It's a really short video, but we'll just talk about it for now. Okay. So like Melissa gave that example of a natural disaster or, something changing in the environment. Essentially what it is, it's two words, right? Environment and pressure. So it's how the environment kind of forces something to change. Does that make a little more sense, guys?
yeah,
Okay, so using that, then, Oscar, the question was, how did it shape a giraffe, a cactus, a shark, and a giraffe? So please talk about that, and I'm going to go to another group, okay? Thanks, Oscar.
okay.
Hi, guys. Sorry. Let me add you to another group, okay? We're having conversations in groups right now, and I'm going to go ahead and assign you guys, all right? So we'll do... here, I'm going to send you guys out now. Sorry, guys, my group is my screen is a little slow here. Well, tell you what, the other guys are already in a group, and there's 4 people per group, and there's 5 of you here: Daisy, Dominic, Denise, Noemi, Sydney, and there's 5. Okay, so here, you guys will be a group. Can you guys all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what everyone is doing in their groups right now, guys, is we're doing a recap from Monday. Remember, on Monday, let me share my screen with you. On Monday, we watched that brain pop video on natural selection. And then I had told you guys what I wanted us to do was kind of summarize everything with a little discussion, okay? So if one of you in this group can open up Schoology, share your screen. You don't have to rewatch the video unless you forgot the video, but the video is attached. And then at the bottom, there's a little set of questions, okay? So let me have one of you, please. Can one of you open up Schoology and share your screen? And I'll just have you guys be your own group, okay? So can one of you share a screen? Who's going to share the screen first? Come on, guys. It's not like in class. I can't see you. Thank you, Naomi. Okay, so Schoology. I think you have Schoology open already. All right, so period 4. And then assignments. And then scroll down to evolution module. And then evolution assignments. And then it's, all right, so there's the video. You don't need to rewatch the video, Noemi, because we saw it, but at the bottom, there's the little brain pop video discussion question document. Can you open that document? Okay, so that's what I want you guys to discuss, okay? So I'll be back. I'm jumping around group to group.
Fish that match the reef are in better shape than the right fish. They're fitter in the sense that they're in a better position to survive. These days, biologists don't use that.
Hey guys, did we get a chance to talk about the questions?
Yeah, but most of the time was spent like rewatching the video just so we could get
Okay.
a brief sense again.
Yeah, no worries. So do you guys still need more time
Yeah.
did you guys still need more time to rewatch the video?
I just skipped through it because I was a little impatient. So
Okay.
we decided to like split the question up like based on like the organism.
Okay.
So like
So each one's taking a different organism?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do me a favor, if one of you could, because I wanted us to kind of share this out because it's going to connect directly to our notes. Could one of you either write this down somewhere or maybe open up a whiteboard and kind of record notes for us that you can share to the group? Can one of you do that, please? Who would like to do that?
I could try to open the whiteboard.
Okay. Thank you, Vanessa.
Okay.
You remember how to do that, right?
I think so.
It should be at the bottom of your screen. If you click on share content, you should have a share whiteboard.
I don't think my phone allows that.
I can share.
Okay,
Oh.
thank you.
Maria.
Okay, Maria. So go ahead and write on the screen, Maria. Which animal are you doing, Maria? Or which organism?
A shark?
Okay, so go ahead and write shark for us. Write it on your screen, please. You can write it with your finger. Just write shark. Okay, so what you're going to do, Maria, for us then is you're going to keep track of all 4 organisms. And like Vanessa said, since each one are taking a different organism, just briefly write down what every person says about each organism. Does that make sense, Maria? Does that make sense? Hello? Does that make sense? Okay, thank you. So I'll be back, guys.
Right.
Okay, so good, this group. So how are we tackling this, guys? Who's doing what? I listed you 4 different organisms. How are you guys splitting up this work?
We're just discussing it. We've already gone over like 3.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you, guys. I'm going to jump around to another group now.
Sharks and rabbits too.
Oh, rabbits? Okay, so for rabbits, they're gonna have to require 2.
All right, so you guys are talking about environmental pressures, or what are you guys talking about?
Environmental pressures of
Okay.
animals.
Of which
What
organism?
if for the giraffe? Wait, for what are the giraffes? Would have been environmental pressures would have been like the heat and resources that they need to get since they live in like a high temperature like sub-Saharan Africa where they have to get like the same nutrients from leaves or other sources that are very limited, like ponds or stuff like that.
Okay. Do me a favor. Do one of you have the ability to share your screen with a whiteboard? Does anyone remember how to do that?
A whiteboard I could, but I can't see anyone anymore.
Can one of you? Okay, thank you, Felipe. So there's 4 organisms, right? You guys are talking about giraffe. Can you just write giraffe or draw one, whatever works best for you? Because I want us to illustrate and really think about what you're saying, Felipe, in your group. Or this is Mia, sorry. So Mia, can you draw or write giraffe somewhere on here for us?
Do you think someone else can write it? Because I don't have the best, like, it's really hard to write on here.
Are you on a phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Is anyone on a computer? Is anyone on a computer?
No. No.
No. Okay. You can just type it then if you want.
You want me to type it then?
Sure.
All right.
I would have drawn.
So giraffe, and then go ahead and write down some of those environmental pressures that your group talked about, Mia, because I want us to all come back and share like what we thought of, because it's going to directly connect to this whole unit on evolution. So what were you guys saying about giraffes? I heard you saying some stuff, Felipe.
So since like the area they tend to live in is like hot areas or like I'm not sure the exact areas, but it's there's limited resources, so you're gonna have to require to get like they have to deal with heat, so that could be environmental pressure.
Okay.
The need for liquids or like hydration.
Okay. Let's think about something else. What do giraffes look like? And what environmental
Versus
pressures?
the long necks.
Yeah. So I want you to think about those long necks, but I also want you to think about what environmental pressures shape them to have to look like that.
Oh, okay.
Does that
So
make sense? So do you
yeah.
think heat and liquid
Okay.
pressured them to look like that?
Well, for the long necks, it would be to gather food since there's leaves on trees and they're
Okay.
able to reach those leaves to get nutrients.
Okay.
So the necks evolved like that.
Okay. Maybe,
And it could
right?
be
So
harder for predators to get them, I guess.
okay.
So it's,
Okay. Okay, good. So
um,
do me a favor, Mia. Let's do that for all four organisms. So now let's talk about the next one. Let's do a cactus. Let's do something.
oh, it was cactus. All right.
So for a cactus, again, think about what it looks like and what environmental pressures would have forced it to have to look that way. So let's describe a cactus, Mia. What does a cactus look like? What are some features of a cactus?
They have, I don't know, spikes.
Okay.
I don't know what you call them, but yeah, they hurt when you touch them.
What else? What else is a feature of a cactus, Mia?
Sometimes they have flowers on them.
Sometimes they have flowers. Okay. What about their shape? And what about? I mean, what's so different between the cactus and like a rose? Like, what's there's something very very different about
They're hard.
them. They're hard. Okay. Where are cactuses found, guys?
In the desert.
In the desert. And what's so special about them living in the desert? What has pressured them in the environment to have those spikes, to have those hard bodies? And one really important thing I think we forgot to mention, guys, is cacti store water. Did you guys know
Yeah.
that? They do.
Yeah,
So
they
in the
store a lot of water for
desert,
long periods.
yeah, in the desert, like if you're stuck in the desert, cut open a cactus and chances are you're going to have lots of water. So what in the environment do you think would have pressured them to have these features? Does that make sense, guys? So do the same thing, Mia.
Yeah.
Write down what everyone's saying, and I'm still jumping around per group. Okay, I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. So did you guys get a chance to talk about all of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you guys tell me then how the differences between like a cactus versus a shark, like what pressured them in the environment to have to look like that, do you think?
Their environment.
Such as what?
Like cactuses are mostly found in like deserts or dry areas, and then sharks are in the ocean. So
Okay, so why would a shark need to look the way it does? Because the shark and a cactus, obviously, it's a plant and an animal. So let's compare two things that are both animals. So why does a shark not look like a giraffe?
well, giraffes have to have long necks so they can reach to eat leaves from the trees,
Okay,
and then but sharks have to be really fast so they can catch their prey.
good. And what about their body, Daisy, allows them to be very fast and to be able to catch prey? Think about what they look like.
So giraffes have really long necks,
Uh-huh.
while sharks have like they have a tail, they have really strong teeth.
Fins too.
Yeah, they have fins for swimming, right? So obviously we're comparing a fish to a mammal. It's not the same thing, but I think a lot of us take for granted like the physical variations between animals, just animal to animal, not of course plants to animals, but even just animal to animal. So the reason I wanted you guys to have this very brief conversation is because it's a stepping stone to what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about evolution of like all things. So go ahead and finish up your conversation. I'm going to end this group so I can connect it to my notes, okay? So good job, guys.
Bullying me. Okay.
So did we get a chance to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you talk about all of them?
We're still discussing sharks because we weren't as familiar.
Okay. So what do we think about sharks? What environmental pressures force them to look the way they do you think?
I think the environmental pressure would be that they're predators and they have to like, seek prey, and prey would often like keep away if they're like still strong enough.
Okay. So what about their body type would lead you to believe that, Vanessa?
That they're predators?
No, that they need to be predators and that they need to be fast to catch prey. Like, what about their body types do you think leads you to believe that?
The fact that they have like really like they have rows of sharp teeth.
Okay.
Probably like breaking down the like, meat of other fish.
Have you guys ever seen a shark from the top and from the bottom?
I'm looking. Oh my god, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's something very cool about sharks that if you've never seen a shark in person, you probably wouldn't know how amazing their body types are, not just because they're fish and they have fins for swimming and teeth for eating, but their color. What about their color is so important?
They have a bluish tone, so they kind of camouflage with the water.
Exactly, Cynthia. But it's not only that they camouflage with the water. They have two colors. Most sharks actually have a top that's kind of bluish, grayish, whatever color, they vary. But the bottom is a different color. Do you know what the bottom of shark's color is?
White.
It's white. It's white. Why do you think it's white? And why do you think one part is blue, one part is white?
Camouflage with the
So if you are above a shark and you look down, like Cynthia said, they blend in with the water, so you actually can't really see them. If you're beneath a shark, the reason they're white is because you look up where light is usually, and you can't see them either. Does that make sense? Sharks are amazing creatures, guys. So you guys had a chance to talk about all of them then?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let me go ahead and end these groups, and I want everyone to kind of share out what they talked about. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So we should all be coming back now. I'm gonna end all the groups for us.
Long time no see.
All right. So I went around to all the groups, and then I made an additional group with Noemi and 4 other students. So I went around. All of you had a chance to either rewatch the video or kind of have a conversation about environmental pressures. And I gave you guys an example of 4 different animals. And you guys talked about how different they looked, and even didn't realize some of the differences they have that are shaped directly by the environment, such as sharks having a 2-tone coloration, such as giraffes having long necks, such as cacti having the ability to store water. So a lot of good conversations came up, and what I wanted to do is directly connect what you're discussing to my notes. Okay, so let me have everyone please on Schoology. Let me show you where this is coming from. So can you guys see my Schoology page now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna briefly talk because I want some people to talk about their project today, and we'll do it like in class. We'll do a couple a day, and again, these are meant to be brief presentations. So and if you did a video, I don't think you really need to present to me because I can just watch that. But if it's like a PowerPoint, I would like you guys to talk about it. And if you don't feel comfortable, just email me directly and don't worry about it. But maybe I'll just give people the opportunity to present for some extra points or something, okay? Because I don't want to put anyone on the spot. I know not everyone likes their voice and face to be heard. So if you don't want to present, fine. I can just grade it as is. but I'd like to give you the opportunity to present, because like in class when we do gallery walks, sometimes you don't mention something, and by me hearing you present it, I can ask you questions so that you can get full credit, right? So if you don't want to present, cool. If you do want to present for the most credit, let me know, okay? But first, let me just connect what you just discussed in your video to my notes, which are found here in the Evolution Notes folder. And I'm gonna go ahead and open up for you those notes, and I'll briefly talk about evolution today, and then I'll pause so that some people can present today. All right, so here we go. So this is chapter 10. And evolution is covered in a few chapters, but I'm going to do my best to summarize that entire chapter and try to make it as interesting as possible for you guys. So first of all, on Monday, we started talking about evolution with that video, and I mentioned to you guys humanzi. Did anyone get a chance to watch the humanzi video?
Yeah.
And what did you learn about humanzi?
The way he walks,
What about it?
it's like he walks on his 2 feet. He doesn't walk on his all fours like other chimpanzees.
And what was controversial about humanzi? Like, why was that such a big deal?
People thought he was like the missing link, right? Because
Exactly.
he was like,
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it was Christian. You read that slide on missing links. I called them transitions, and exactly like Daisy said, people thought it was like this missing link, but turns out it's not. It was just a chimpanzee that had a mutation, like we've been talking about, that kind of made it look a little differently. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is chapter 10. These are the different sections of chapter 10. I'm going to go over, just as usual, the most important stuff. Section 10.1 is going to be pretty much just a list of names. You don't need to memorize them. I'll just give you the important stuff. But actually, the most important section here is going to be 10.3 and 10.4. Okay, so I'll put those in red. Those are definitely the most important part of your quiz. The other ones are just like, the background, okay? So let's start with 10.1 first of all. And I'm going to show you this picture. And the reason I'm going to show you this picture is because environmental pressures, as you guys saw and talked about in your groups, force animals and plants to look a certain way. And in your groups, you guys did some drawings, you guys wrote some stuff down. So I'd like to hear, what were some of the environmental pressures that you guys talked about that shaped animals? How about Mia's group? What were some of the environmental pressures you guys talked about?
Do you want to start with giraffes or any specific one?
Any animal.
We could do the cactus.
Okay.
Is that good?
Sure.
Alright, so the cactus, as known, is like usually in hot areas such as like the deserts, and it is known to store water for like long periods of time, since it rarely rains in those types of deserts. So you have to store water, so they wait for the next rain so they can store more water.
Good.
The exteriors they have thorns, or like not thorns, but
spikes.
Spikes, and they have a hard like exterior.
Okay. Good.
What I made a correlation is that the reason it has that, since it might be known that some animals might know that the cactus have water, so it'll be a wanted plant to go, eat, or like that might kill the cactus for its resources. So it has to have like something to protect it as like a barrier, which would be the spikes, or like the hard exterior, which would protect it from animals.
Excellent, excellent, Felipe. So you said they store water. They're found in these hot environments, and they store water because it's so hot. It doesn't rain a lot, but they also have a defense against animals so that they don't eat them in the form of the hard outer layer and spikes. So that's a really good example, guys, of how the environment pressures things to look a certain way, okay? But now I want you to look at this picture here. What do these birds have in common? So first of all, have you guys heard of these birds? The ostrich, the emu, the rhea, and my favorite, the cassowary. Has anyone ever seen this animal? A
I've seen
cassowary.
the cassowary.
Yeah.
They're so cool. A
Looks like a
cassowary,
dog bird.
a dog bird. To me, it looks like a dinosaur chicken or a dinosaur turkey. If you've never seen a cassowary, we have them at the LA Zoo. Believe it or not, they're really, really cool. But let me ask you guys a question. Now that you know what environmental pressures are and how the environment can shape animals, can anyone tell me, what do these birds have in common?
2 legs.
2 legs. What else? How about
They're really big.
they're really big. Yeah, that's true. I like calling
Long
ostriches.
necks.
They have long necks. Very good. What else?
Beaks.
They have beaks. What else? There's one really, really obvious thing that ostriches.
Flightless.
They're flightless. Thank you. None of these birds can fly, guys. And like you guys said, they have these really long legs. So how do you think these birds get around?
Running.
Yeah, all of these birds are terrestrial birds, meaning they're only found on the ground, and they are amazing runners. And yes, some people even race ostriches. People ride ostriches in the Middle East, and they use them as a form of transportation, and they even race them like racehorses, believe it or not. So let me ask you a question, now that you know what environmental pressures are. What in the environment do you think pressured them to have to all look the same? What about their environment? So let's do this first. Does anyone know where ostriches are found? I'm going to write down the countries. Where are ostriches found?
Australia.
Nope.
Starts
with an A, though.
Austria.
Not Austria, no.
They're in Africa. It's not a country, but
They're in Africa, which is a continent. Very good. Does anyone know where emus are found?
Australia.
Yes, Australia.
Oh, I've been tricked.
And does anyone know where rheas are found? This one's probably the most difficult. They're not as common. These are found in South America, in the deserts of South America. How about cassowaries, the dinosaur chicken?
North America. No.
New Zealand. So what about their environment do you think pressured them to all look this way, guys? They're flightless, they're big, long legs, long necks. What do you think about their environment pressured them to look this way?
Since most of their food is like on the ground, they like need a and most of them like run, I guess. It pressured them to like also run. Cause like I also heard that they use their legs to like kill their prey. And yeah.
Look at the background that they're in, guys. Look at the pictures. What about their environment? Like, where do they live? Like, think about the habitat they live
in. Grasslands.
Yeah, thank you. They live in grasslands. They live on plains. They live on big open fields. So these birds have all kind of lost the trait of flight. All these birds, like Oscar said, have adapted really to having to run after their food, having to run away from prey. So they've all kind of been forced by the environment to look like this. And the reason I want to talk about that and kind of connect it to what you guys talked about in your discussion is because, yeah, to us, that's pretty obvious, right? Like, oh yeah, they've all evolved that way, right? That's not a big deal to us. Like, we get it. But believe it or not, before, people did not have the same ideas about evolution. So section 10.1 is about the early ideas about evolution. It's about what people thought before Charles Darwin's famous idea on evolution. And so what I wanted to do was show you this picture about these birds to kind of get you thinking, like, what could have forced them all to look like that? And actually, let me ask you a question. Do you guys think these birds are even the same bird? Is an ostrich the same as an emu?
No.
Are they the same species, do you think?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I don't
Are
know.
they the same species? Thumbs up if you think.
Looks like it.
Thumbs
I
up
feel
if
like
you
this is a
think
trick
they're the same
question.
species. Give me a thumbs up if you think they're the same species.
Mm,
Okay, so I see one person. So some of you think they are. Uh-oh. So Vanessa, Jessica. So some of you think they are. That's okay if you think they are the same species, because a lot of people think they're the same species. A lot of people think they look so similar that they have to be the same species. But guess what?
They're not. I knew
They're
it.
not. They're not.
Question.
And you can't. You can not only just look at them and tell they're different species. You can actually look at their DNA to prove genetically, and DNA does not lie. These are not the same birds at all. But the pressure of the environment, like Oscar described, has forced them to all look the same because they all live in the same type of habitat. Okay. So what I wanted to do in this module is first give you the background of who kind of gave us ideas about evolution before Darwin. And so we're going to talk about these names here. Again, this section 10.1 isn't going to be that big of a deal to me. I'm not going to ask you about these boring names on a test. I'm going to ask you more about section 10.3 and 10.4, but it's still important to know who they are. I'm not going to ask you to memorize any of this. It's in your notes. It's just for you to learn. Okay. So before I get into all this though, just know that all these guys all wrote some books that if you're interested in evolution and biology, know that they all wrote very important pieces. And for each one, I put a name of the picture of the person, as well as the book or article or something they wrote that's very important to biology nowadays. But please don't bother memorizing them. I'm not going to ask you to know any of these dates. I'm only going to ask you to know the words in red because each one of these guys did do something very important that for evolutionary biology, you kind of have to know. So you don't need to know the names so much as you need to know the words in red that are the big concepts, okay? So I'm going to just go to the end of this so you can see that all of these names, they go in order. So Charles Lyell is the last person that I'll be talking about. And the very first person is John Ray in the 1600s, okay? But again, I'll say it, do not memorize these dates or these books. Only know the words in red. Is that clear? Okay, so what I'll do there is I'm going to end because I'm going to give you guys the opportunity then to talk about your projects for us. And so like I said, if you did a video, that doesn't require you to do any presentation for me because I can just watch it. But if you would like to present your video, I'll let you guys present now. So is there anyone here that would like to present?
Will we get the option to present Friday also?
Yeah, of course, because I don't want to dedicate a whole day to notes or a whole day to presentations. I like to kind of mix it up. So if you want to present Friday, that's fine. But if you do not want to present at all, and if you don't need to present because it's a video, you'll get the same grade. So don't worry, you're not going to lose any points if you don't present. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe also present Friday.
You'll present on Friday? Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to present? And I'll say it again, if you don't present and if it's just a PowerPoint and there's some things that I don't get, a presentation allows you to get a back and forth question from me and the audience so that you can get the maximum points. So please consider presenting. So Felipe will present on Friday. Is there anyone else that would like to present either today or Friday?
Can we present on Friday?
Denise, you want to present Friday? Okay, good. So we'll have 2 presenters. Anyone else want to present?
I'm done to present with Alexa, but maybe on Friday too, because
Friday? Okay. So then do you guys just want to make Friday a presentation day then?
Yeah, if we have time, we can just do something else at the
Okay.
end.
All right. So then we'll do at least 3 presentations, and then Jaime said maybe Jaime as well. So then we might have 4 presenters on Friday, And that'd be kind of cool. That way we can just sit back and hear presentations all day and there won't be any notes. Does that sound cool to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So is there anyone else? So it looks like we have 4 presenters for Friday. Do I have a 5th?
I'll do it.
You'll do it too, Jessica? Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll have 5 presenters on Friday. Anybody else? No? All right, that'll work. Okay, so then that's what we'll do. I think that'll take the whole period, just hearing 5 presentations. So I'm down with that. Update, the grades are due as of May 5th, which was yesterday. So like I had told you guys, if you didn't get a chance to submit your project to me yesterday, please don't worry. I had told everyone that I was gonna make the cutoff for the grades, everything before that project. So meaning if you just submitted your project to me today, that's fine. I'm not taking points off. So please. And I spoke with Jaime in person. And what did we talk about, Jaime? As far as grades and due dates, remember we had a conversation about all this?
Yeah. You said just fix just make up like whatever I can by Wednesday. Like
Yeah.
finish my work and don't worry about like if like in the discussion board if someone's sequence was already answered, just you can still respond to it even though it was already answered by someone else.
Yeah. And the reason I brought you up, Jaime, is because I want everyone to know, and I'm being very, very upfront with you guys. I'm trying my hardest to be very flexible, accommodating to you guys, because I know some of you guys, I know, Jaime, you told me AP classes are very overwhelming right now. I know a lot of you have AP. And so I'm trying my hardest to make sure that I'm giving you time to do these things. I think it was Kristen, right? You were like the first one that got some assignments done. So I'm trying to make it so that you can work at your own pace, right? So if you go into my evolution module, guys, I already submitted some work here for you that you can work on your own time, okay? But if you want to wait for me, then wait for me. But look, for the evolution stuff, I have a watching assignment, which is going to be a video that we're going to watch on the Cosmos series. I don't know if you ever saw it, guys, that I had put for Monday, May 11th. But if you want to watch it on your own, here's the name of the video. You can watch it on your own. You don't have to wait for us. And then there's a reading assignment here that I put for Monday, May 18th. Again, if you want to get a head start, please just get a head start, okay? But as usual, guys, like I was telling Jaime, I'm trying to make it so that you guys can kind of work at your own pace and that I don't like interrupt your daily lives any more than it already is. I mean, it's crazy right now. Everyone knows that. You're struggling, I'm struggling. So let's try to make sure that we're all communicating always, because if I don't know that you guys need more time, or if you guys are stressed out by something or a due date or whatever, like talk to me, guys, please. Okay, and Jaime was the only one that reached out to me yesterday, right before grades were due, and I suggest everyone else, please do the same. Okay, so is there any like concerns you guys have about this class, or any questions you have for me? Because we have some time left. Let's just make this like open forum. Actually, if you guys want, you can turn your cameras on. I'll stop recording, because if you have any like concerns or questions that I can address, I'd like to address them, and I can just stop the video here. So does anyone have any like questions for me, or like concerns about the class or the assignments? Any questions or concerns, guys?
I have a question of
Yeah.
how you plan on having like kind of like the last big project.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't think it's going to be any different than what I'm doing now, because the way I'm doing it, if you think about it, the structure that we have, where it's the notes, some assignment, quiz, discussion, and like a wrap-up project, like the ones you guys submitted to me just now for the video thing. I think that's a pretty good formula. And so I was thinking the quote unquote final wouldn't really be a final. It would just be the same thing, like just do another project like this. However, I'm up to the discussion of, would you guys rather have a test, or would you guys just rather me just do a module like we're doing now? What do you guys think?
Module. I'm fine with whatever.
Because if it's a test, you know, it would be like a boring, you know, 50 question test. Versus if we do a module, it can kind of be like this, where you know, I give you guys the option of doing like a video or a presentation or something. So what sounds better to you guys? What would you guys like the final to be? So I hear module from a couple people.
A module's better.
Module, Mia?
Yeah,
Okay.
module.
I think
Module?
both are interesting.
So we're all down for modules then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Give me a thumbs up if you like module to be the last thing that we do. Just give me a thumbs up, please, and that way I'll know. Okay, good, good. Okay, Oscar, give me a live thumbs up. Noemi, Thanos, what do you think? Okay. Okay, good. Melissa. Okay, so it looks like most people want to go ahead and do that, and I'm cool with it, because honestly, I'm kind of getting the structure down myself, so I like the way it goes. I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, it makes sense, like just going boom, 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 order after order. Are you guys enjoying? I mean, I know this is weird and it's not the way that we started school, but are you guys enjoying at least the module format? Are you guys getting it?
It's
Yeah.
alright.
Okay.
I thought it's like more active than I feel like a lot of the other work in our class has been.
Okay. Okay. And are your other teachers doing something like how I'm doing, or are there like other ways they do it?
There's just assigning work. Like, oh, you have to do this. Watch this video, answer these questions, stuff like that.
Yeah, or they'll give us like little slideshows to accommodate.
Yeah, it's like assignments with like a due date, and that's it.
Okay.
Or maybe they'll have like one video of themselves teaching, and that's it.
So is mine worse, better, the same? Like how is it different? Because I want to know.
I like it better.
Okay.
Pros to both of them.
Okay.
I can learn by just like looking at notes, but having these is kind of nice.
Okay. And do you guys like that I record it so you can just kind of watch it on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, because sometimes I forget the information we cover.
Yeah, and not only that, like, you know, like my seniors, oh guys, in my other class, my seniors, like, they have so many AP tests right now, and a lot of them have been missing class, but they messaged me like, oh, thank you so much, the YouTube videos are helpful, and you know, so I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and if you guys are down with the module, we'll just make the final, it'll just be a regular old module, and it'll be just like the project you submitted, where it'll be, you know, just do me another little video on something. So we're all cool with that then?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, so then on Friday, guys, I'll go ahead and end now. On Friday, we'll have at least 5 presenters, right? So you guys know who you are. And that's all we'll do. So even though you're not presenting, please attend, because they want to get full credit. And the reason they're presenting is when you present, you get a chance to do like a Q&A. So if we didn't get something, I don't want to give them a bad grade. I want them to have an opportunity to get full credit. So please, everyone, attend, even though you're not presenting. All right?
Okay.
All right, guys. I'll see you on Friday. Have a beautiful day. And then Oscar, stick around, okay? Because I want to talk to you, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Eh.
Okay, Mr.
Bye, guys. See you Friday. Okay. All right, Oscar. So as soon as Denise, Denise, are you there? Okay, Oscar, let's do this. I think Denise might have stepped away. Let me go ahead and end this session, and then can you come back in so we can talk about your missing work?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to end it and then come back in, okay?
Okay.